Okay guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be a video about how to, just a little also tip basically, as to how to improve bulk. And it looks like you're not having very much luck with it. You're quite new to it. I think this is going to sound very obvious to a lot of people, but it wasn't very obvious to me until quite recently. So I'm going to share it, and that is to simply enjoy the food you're making more. I think the problem I've done with a bulk is I've not seen it I've just seen it as it is, as just food that I need to get down me. I haven't really cared where I'm getting it from, just kind of shoveling in it from wherever. And because food doesn't have to taste nice, it still has the same calories. But recently I've decided to take the actual taste more seriously and to sort of find ways to make the thing I'm eating actually taste nice. And again, like I say, to a lot of people this will probably just sound like absolutely so obvious. But I think a lot of people, especially if you really don't enjoy cooking, it's not something you're naturally drawn to, it's incredibly, it's like the actual concept of having food that you actually like to eat is really stupid. It's like, oh shit, I didn't really think about it like that. Certainly that's how it's happened with me. So anyway, yeah, just put effort into making the food taste nice. And that's a very difficult thing to do. But I just think there are little things I've just kind of forgotten about, like, let's say I'm eating just chicken and rice. I'll sometimes just chuck, well, not anymore, but I used to just chuck in, just like chicken breast on its own into the oven and eat that. And that's nice every now and again, but that's pretty dry and pretty flavourless. And what I've realised is if you just spend another 5 minutes chopping it up and then, I don't know, marinate it or even just whack on a bit of salt and pepper or a bit of spices or whatever, it just tastes so much nicer. And even though you're eating the same calories, it feels like less calories because it's a pleasure to eat. And this goes back to what I was saying in another video in a slightly different way, is that the most important thing with bulking is to enjoy it. You want to enjoy it. You want to enjoy the food you're eating, because if you don't, if you're not taking pleasure out of the foods you're eating, it's just, you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Especially if you're kind of guy like me with a faster metabolism. Or maybe if you're, there are a lot of people out there who can bulk up much more easily. Maybe you won't have that problem. But to be honest, I mean, this is, I'm going out on a limb here a bit, but I think a lot of why that is because they're often more, like, they're just better at making food a lot of the time, which I know sounds ridiculous to say, but I just think so much of what I've seen now in my stage of my bulking is all it is just a case of making the food taste nicer, and now I can hit 2,600 calories surplus, not surplus, but 2,600 calories without even breaking a sweat, because it's like, that was actually a delicious meal I just ate. Is there any more? I mean, instead of like, oh fuck, I've got to eat this whole dry ass fucking bit of chicken breast and some rice and that's it, So I think that's something you got to remember if you want to really make the most of a bulking, and it just makes it into a more pleasurable experience. And I also think, like, obviously, there are other skills you need to learn. Like, I know a lot of entrepreneurs will say, like, oh, I don't have time to cook and stuff. But I do think it's, maybe if you're at university, or if you're at, you're living on your own for the first time and you're quite new to cooking and stuff, it's actually just a great way to, it's a great thing to get good at, just to be able to cook food that you like anyway. Because there'll always be times when, you don't have an Uber Eats at your disposal or some meal prep or whatever, and it just adds to the richness of life if you can. Let's say this is just weird examples, but that's kind of the point. I don't know, you go on holiday to some foreign country and there's not like you're kind of in the middle of nowhere somewhere in the countryside, and you got some ingredients been left in the fridge, but nothing else. There's no Uber Eats, and then you can I can just make some food myself. That's a really nice power to have. But anyway, that's a bit off topic, but I think it's worth bearing in mind. So yeah, just make sure food tastes nice, basically.